Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're thinking about moving abroad for a better paying job, Canada, Australia, or New Zealand are three of the most popular destinations in the world. But here's the big question: which one actually pays you more? In today's video, we're doing a deep dive comparison of average salaries in all three countries, breaking it down by industry, city, and experience level, using the latest 2025 official data. So whether you're a software engineer, nurse, teacher, or just starting your career, this video is for you. Let's go. So why compare Canada, Australia, and New Zealand specifically? Well, all three countries are English-speaking, highly developed, and actively welcoming skilled immigrants. They consistently rank among the top destinations for quality of life, healthcare, and education. But the salary gap between them can be huge depending on what you do. So let's start with the numbers. Quick note: we'll use local currencies for each country. Canadian dollar, CAD, Australian dollar, AUD, and New Zealand dollar, NZD. We'll also give you a rough USD equivalent so you can compare easily. Let's start with Canada. According to Statistics Canada, the average annual salary in Canada in 2025 is approximately $70,000 to $70,000 CAD. That's roughly $52,000 to $50,000 USD. The median salary, which is a better reflection of what most people earn, sits around $68,000 to $70,000 CAD per year. Now, salaries in Canada vary massively depending on which province you're in. Let's look at the top paying industries in Canada. Number 1. Utilities. Workers here earn around $115,000 CAD annually. That's huge. Number 2. Information technology. Software engineers and data scientists earn between $85,000 to $130,000 CAD. Number 3. Finance and insurance. Expect $80,000 to $120,000 CAD. Number 4. Healthcare. Nurses earn $75,000 to $95,000 CAD, while doctors and surgeons earn much more. And at the bottom, hospitality, retail, and agriculture. These sectors typically pay $43,000 to $50,000 CAD. Now what about cities? Where in Canada should you aim for? Toronto is the financial capital. Expect salaries 10 to 15% above the national average. But cost of living is also high. Vancouver is similar to Toronto. High pay, high costs. Calgary and Edmonton in Alberta are great for energy sector workers. Oil and gas salaries here are among the highest in the country. Smaller cities like Halifax or Quebec City have lower average salaries, but also a much lower cost of living. And experience matters a lot in Canada. Entry-level workers, under 2 years experience, typically earn $40,000 to $55,000 CAD. Mid-level with 5 to 10 years, you're looking at $65,000 to $90,000 CAD. Senior professionals with 20+ years of experience can earn upwards of $160,000 CAD or more. Now let's move to Australia, the land down under. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the average full-time salary in Australia in 25 is around $97,000 to $100,000 AUD per year. That's approximately $64,000 to $66,000 USD. But wait, the median salary is quite different. The median sits at around $74,000 AUD. Why? Because high earners in mining and finance pull the average way UP. So which industries pay the most in Australia? Mining is number 1 by a huge margin, The average salary in mining is a whopping $153,000 AUD per year. Information technology comes in second. ICT professionals earn around $120,000 AUD on average. Financial and insurance services, $120,000 to $135,000 AUD. Healthcare and social assistance, $80,000 to $100,000 AUD, depending on specialization. And the lowest? Accommodation and food services, around $43,000 to $78,000 AUD. What about Australian cities? Perth is the mining capital. Workers here earn some of the highest salaries in the country, especially FIFO, fly in, fly out. Workers. Canberra, the capital city, is home to government workers and actually has very competitive salaries. Sydney and Melbourne are the big business hubs. Expect $95,000 to $110,000 AUD in tech and finance. Brisbane and Adelaide are slightly lower, but also more affordable to live in. Experience-wise in Australia, entry level, $55,000 to $70,000 AUD. Mid-level with 5 to 10 years, $85,000 to $110,000 AUD. Senior professionals, $130,000 to $200,000 plus lies AUD. And top earners, CEOs and mining executives can make $200,000 to $300,000 AUD. And now, the last of our three countries, beautiful New Zealand. According to Stats NZ, that's New Zealand's official statistics agency, the median annual salary in New Zealand in 2025 is approximately 69,836 NZD. The average, pulled up by high earners, is around $81,000 to $81,500 NZD. That's roughly $47,000 to $48,000 USD. Now, New Zealand salaries are generally lower than Australia's in raw numbers. But the quality of life, work-life balance, and natural beauty of the country make it extremely attractive for many people. Top-paying industries in New Zealand: IT and technology. Software engineers and data specialists can earn $90,000 to $140,000 NZ. Finance and banking, $85,000 to $130,000 NZD for experienced professionals. Healthcare, especially specialists and doctors who can earn $120,000 to $200,000 plus those NZD. Engineering and construction, $80,000 to $120,000 NZD. Public service. The average public service salary in 2025 was $103,300 NZD. And the lowest? Retail and hospitality, typically $45,000 to $60,000 NZD. City breakdown for New Zealand. Wellington, the capital, actually leads New Zealand in median earnings, mainly due to its concentration of government and professional services roles. Auckland is close behind, the biggest city with the most diverse job market. Median salary around $72,800 NZD. Christchurch and other regional cities are typically 10 to 20% lower. But housing and living costs are also much more affordable. Rural areas can be 15 to 20% below main city salaries. And experience levels in New Zealand: entry level, $45,000 to $60,000 NZD. Mid-level 5 to 10 years, $70,000 to $95,000 NZD. Senior professionals, $100,000 to $160,000 NZD. Earnings peak in the 45 to 54 age group. All right, let's now put all three countries side by side. Here's a quick summary table. Pay close attention to this. Metric Canada, CAD, Australia, AUD, New Zealand, NZD. Average salary, $70,000, $75,000, $97,000, $100,000. 81,484 median salary, 68,000, 70,000. 74,069 Air 36. Highest industry utilities, 115K. Mining, 153K. 90K, 140K lowest industry. Hospitality, 43K food service, 43K retail, 45K entry level. 40K 55K, 55K center comment tanks, senior level 160K, 200K 100 mixed K min. Wage, what HR 8 CAD, Varian 30 AUD, 24.95 NZD, 23.50. Let's break it down by industry now. Where does each country win? Technology. Australia leads here. ICT professionals average around $120,000 AUD. Canada is a strong second at $85,000 to $130,000 CAD. New Zealand is slightly lower at $90,000 to $140,000 NZD. Actually competitive when you factor in the lower cost of living outside Auckland. Healthcare. All three countries have strong healthcare salaries, but Australia edges ahead for specialists. Nurses earn more in Australia and Canada than in New Zealand in raw dollar terms. Mining and energy. Australia dominates here. With an average mining salary of $153,000 AUD, nothing comes close. Canada's oil and gas sector in Alberta is competitive at $115,000 plus CAD. Finance. Australia and Canada are similar. Both offer $100,000 plus for experienced finance professionals. New Zealand is slightly lower. Hospitality and retail. These pay poorly in all three countries, roughly $40,000 to $80,000 in local currencies. But Australia and New Zealand have higher minimum wages, which helps low-income workers. Now let's compare the major cities head-to-head. Toronto versus Sydney versus Auckland. These are the three biggest cities. Toronto average around $80,000 to $90,000 CAD in major industries. Sydney average around $95,000 to $110,000 AUD for professional roles. Auckland average around $72,800 to $85,000 NZD. In USD terms, Sydney pays the most in absolute numbers. But Sydney's cost of living is brutal. Auckland is more affordable and Toronto sits somewhere in the middle. Special shout out to Perth, Australia. If you're in mining or energy, this city offers some of the highest real wages in the entire English-speaking world. And Wellington, New Zealand, a hidden gem for public service and tech workers who want a great work-life balance. Here's where it gets really interesting for people planning to move abroad. If you're just starting your career, entry level, Australia offers the highest starting salaries in absolute terms. The minimum wage there is AUD 24.95 per hour, which is the highest of the three. If you're mid-career with 5 to 10 years of experience, Australia and Canada are very competitive. Canada has a huge advantage if you're in tech or healthcare in a major city. If you're a senior professional, all three countries can pay you very well. Australia's mining and finance sector can pay $200,000 plus AUD. Canada's top earners in tech and law hit $150,000 to $200,000 plus CAD. New Zealand's senior professionals typically cap out a bit lower. Key insight: New Zealand pays less on paper, but many immigrants report a significantly better work-life balance, less traffic, and more outdoor lifestyle. So the real value of your salary can be higher than it looks. Okay? So here's the big question. Which country should you choose? If you are in mining, energy, or want the absolute highest salary in raw numbers, go to Australia. It's not even close. If you are in technology, finance, or want access to a huge job market close to the US, Canada is your best bet. Cities like Toronto and Vancouver are world-class tech hubs. If you value work-life balance, nature, and a slower pace of life, New Zealand is incredible. Salaries are lower, but so is the stress. And one more thing, immigration pathways. All three countries actively recruit skilled workers. Australia has its skilled migration program, Canada has express entry, and New Zealand has the green list and skilled migrant category. Your salary offer will directly affect your immigration eligibility in all three countries. So this research isn't just interesting, it could literally change your life. So there you have it, the most comprehensive salary comparison of Canada, Australia, and New Zealand for 25. Quick recap. Australia offers the highest average salaries, especially in mining. Canada is extremely competitive in tech and finance. New Zealand offers the best work-life balance with solid professional salaries. The best country for you depends on your industry, experience, and lifestyle goals. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't already. We cover salaries, immigration tips, and life abroad every week. And comment below. Which country are you planning to move to? I read every comment. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Subscribe Pacific Wealth YouTube channel.